Hi everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video here with me, Remy Rex. In today's video we're going to be talking about Marvel Future Revolution, and we're going to be doing mostly a talking video. So I did a couple of these videos in Marvel Strike Force and they went down kind of really well, so thought we would have a look at doing it in Marvel Future Revolution. So I'm going to be discussing kind of my seven top things that kind of need to change in Future Rev, or I would like to see change in Future Revolution to make it a better game and maybe bring some players back and things. So do let me know down in the comments below if you have any suggestions of your own. I'm always excited to hear what other people are thinking about those. And just a quick kind of life update, as I like to do at the start of all my videos at the moment. I am still pregnant. There is no baby Remy just yet, but if you see me getting a bit out of breath, that is because I only have a week and a half left to go until potentially baby Remy arrives. So do bear with me on that one. So jumping straight into the video then at number 7, so we're going to work backwards. Just updating some of the content. You know, this game is coming up to being a year old. They've added extra levels, they've added extra characters, they've added companions. You know, let's update some more of that content. And something that I think would be really good to see would be adding companion bands to Omega War Dimensional Duels. So similar to like what we have in a game mode in Strike Force, where you can't use certain characters, either on a weekly basis or a fortnightly basis. They could actually look at banning, you know, banning Hulk 1 week, ban Kate Bishop 1 week, things like that, to kind of make us use different characters and to make sure it makes it a bit fairer for those of us that might not have every companion built. Update raids, like come on, raids are the work. I mean, I'll probably moan about this game quite a lot, but why can't we have a different character for every day of the week, and then even if we just did 6 and then Sunday is still random, or Sunday could be, you know, you could pick any of them or whatever, but also please don't give us Laufey, no Laufey. Update Spec Ops. Now I'm going to be doing a Spec Ops. I'm going to be doing a separate video on some ideas I've had for Spec Ops as well, kind of integrating some new ones. But again, why have we only got 3? Give us another one. You know, it must be so easy just to change the map a little bit and things like that. And maybe, you know, tie one regional piece with a high percentage drop. You know, give us a reason to do Spec Ops. I actually don't do Spec Ops if it's Sakar Survival, because I can't cope anymore. I can't cope. And then finally, you know, update Alliance content. There's no real reason or need to like desperately be in a massively good alliance or anything like that. You know, we're going to talk about some of this further on, but you know, definitely update, you know, kind of the missions, the rewards, the things that you need to do together, things like that. Update, you know, and alliance raids, they need a bit of work as well. So moving on to number 6, it's only just come out and it is already horrific. Let's change the core system. I mean, could we have expected anything else from Marvel Future Revolution about it being as terrible as it was? So remove, first of all, the tier booster upgrade system. The amount of resources you have to waste to get a 0.5% increase is just ridiculous, and that's not fair on what we have to do there. Also, I didn't realise this was a thing until a few months in, but I didn't realise that if you did 3 yellow cores as an upgrade, you don't get a yellow core, you can get any random core. So I was always making sure that all my cores were the same colour when I upgraded them, but it doesn't even matter. So I definitely think that could be something that, you know, that if I'm upgrading 3 yellow cores, I would like a yellow core, please, as an upgrade, or as not an upgrade, as you may or may not get. So that is definitely something that I would like to see. Why can't we have a similar system to costume cards? So, you know, you pick your 1 core and then you have your 5 other cores that you use, and then that guarantees the upgrade. So yeah, you're using more cores, but at least you're definitely getting an upgrade on that 1 core that you have picked, and I would be okay with that. Even though I'm using more cores, I'd be okay with that. Keep the core essence, so we can keep the new core essence, that's absolutely fine, I don't mind about that, but maybe let's use that to lock an upgrade stat instead, because again, there's just far too much RNG with it. You know, all these resources and you're still being tied to RNG, which I just think is not fair. It is not fair. Looking at number 5 then, so stat changes, and I think this is a really big thing as to why a lot of people get quite frustrated with it being so expensive and so RNG based. You know, we need to have a way in which we can, you know, lock or change bonus stats when we're upgrading an item, because there's nothing worse than having like a really good card or really good costume or something, and then you upgrade it and you lose, you know, that good stat. So we need to have like an option to change it that's not tied to RNG. We can do it for a price. It'll probably be overly expensive, but if it means that we're going to get the stat that we want or change it to what we want and it's less RNG related, this whole game needs to reduce the amount of RNG related. So that would also be really helpful. And the same for transmutation. Oh my goodness, why does it cost me 4 million gold to get one transmutation that I wanted? That's really unfair. I have to save up for about 2-3 weeks to get enough gold, and then I go through and I might, if I'm lucky, get one costume that I wanted. So we need to have less RNG on kind of these big factors and these big, you know, they're really expensive, and that's what takes us so long to get, you know, good characters or get us to where we need to be. Okay, Dark Zone. Now I have quarrels with Dark Zone. I do not even play Dark Zone because I can't play Dark Zone because it is only open in the evening for me. It's about 7-8 o'clock. I am not on my computer. I don't play Future Rev on my phone. I know it's a mobile game, but I can't play it on my phone because my phone's too old. I am a content creator, kind of looking after a family. You know, I do not go on my computer in the evenings. I go on my computer in the day, especially now I'm on maternity leave. This is when I have the time to play the game. So why do you make me go on Dark Zone at a particular time in the evening? And also, somebody in my life, it's 11 PM for him for Dark Zone, and that's just not fair at all. There needs to be another time zone available for it, because expecting everybody to be available at that time is awful. And I know nobody else is doing Dark Zone, or not many people are doing Dark Zone, because the one time I did do Dark Zone, I went in for 5 minutes and I came like 250th in the weekly rankings, and I went in once on one day in 1 week. So Dark Zone needs help. It seriously needs help. We need some PvE channels, because the other thing that frustrates me, and this is why I don't mind that I don't do Dark Zone, is that you go into Dark Zone, you load up, you start flying around and someone kills you. Great. Or you just about get to one of the bosses to get your cards and somebody kills you. So no thank you. Bring me back PvE. Let me kind of do my things without having to worry about somebody else killing me. You know, you can have those channels where that is allowed, but you know, let me choose. Let me decide if I want to be killed by somebody else or not. Time window we've talked about. It is really difficult for time zones. Can't we have some 2 times points hours? Those green missions, again, I've accepted the fact that I am never going to complete my green missions. Even on Doctor Strange, who's my main character, let alone all my other characters. I'm not even on the last one. I'm on the 10,000 points one, and I just can't do it because I just get killed and I can't do it, and I never have the time to go, and it's in the evening, and I'm just going to have that green mission there forever. So help me out here. Give me at least some 2 times points times. Do we really need a whole hour? Could we just have 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes twice a day? That might help. And finally, again, give us a new map, give us some new content. And I think something, I know I play a flying character, but something I've heard quite a lot and seen quite a lot is that those that don't have a flying character, it can be really hard, and it can punish you because you aren't able to fly away. So maybe we could have a bit of variation, and then we could rotate those maps through the week to make it a bit less samey. So moving on to the next one, again, this is something that really frustrates me, and I never actually really used to do Most Wanted until I ran out of XP and I needed to upgrade it for my Pegasus based stuff. So I do Most Wanted now because I have to, not because I want to. Don't ask me why I'm still playing this game. I want to complete the game, that's why I'm still playing the game. So Most Wanted, why, for something that's supposed to be RNG, this is the least RNG thing ever. Why am I always getting the same one every time? Before it was always Crimson and Mewtwo, and I know you all know what I'm on about because it was the same for everybody, waiting to get a Crimson or a Mewtwo to spawn, and then everybody would be there getting him, and it would be a nightmare, and I'd miss out, waste so many gate keys, nightmare. Like, if you're going to give everybody the same one, make them spawn more often. And now we're in the dark zone, and I can never remember what it's called. So you always get, and I've got it up today, Obsidious, and then I've got the Gluttonous, and then I've got Queen of Life. It's normally the third one, but Obsidious is always have him. Where's the RNG? Where is the RNG? Why is it always the dark zone ones? Somebody help me out here. And also, just if you're going to give everybody the same one, as I said, make them spawn more often. What might be quite exciting is to maybe add a daily prime target. So this could be quite good because, again, the amount of times I've gone in and I've seen, you know, Mephisto spawn or Hela spawn, and nobody's going for the big guys because everyone's just getting their little cards. So maybe if we do like the 3 most wanted, and then if you do your 3 most wanted, you unlock a daily prime target, and that gives you an extra costume piece. And then by increasing the rewards, you get 6 1-star costume pieces, which actually technically gives you enough to upgrade to a 2-star costume piece. So you could actually do something like that, which I think would be really good. But most wanted, just really make it random, because it's not random at all. Okay, number 2, big one, increase the rewards. And I know somebody will just say spend money or something like that, and I absolutely get it. You know, as somebody who doesn't spend that much, this shouldn't necessarily just be handed to us, but it's a grind. It's a really big grind, this game. So, you know, please increase some of the rewards, you know, increase some of the kind of the daily, weekly rewards. You know, it takes so long to do your dailies. It takes pretty much over an hour to do your dailies, even with, like, especially with Invasion and all the events on. So, you know, give us a little bit more. Maybe give us, you know, a 4-star costume piece on a weekly basis. That might be quite nice. So at least, you know, we're getting them a little bit more often. A Mega Pass, it was really great for the first one, and then it's been pretty rubbish. I would probably buy it if it was good, but it's not, so I don't. And that's why I don't spend money, is not because, you know, I'm against it, but just because there's nothing I don't feel like is worthwhile buying or is good value for money. If you gave us better weekly rank rewards, that might help us with incentives to actually, you know, try and do well in a weekly rank reward, do Dark Zone more often, things like that. Why haven't daily challenges increased? You know, those 1 to 7 challenge rewards and that kind of wheel of things you can get. I think it maxes out at 700, but we've had 2 new characters since then, so why hasn't that increased? You know, give us some better rewards in there. Increase gold or reduce prices of things. You know, everything is so expensive in the game for the little bit of gold that we get, and unless you kind of do all your dailies every day, you don't really get enough. We don't get enough gold anyway, so either give us some more gold, or, you know, reduce the prices of some things. Introduce a new avenue to gain Pegasus base tickets. Now, Pegasus base is probably one of the best things they've implemented in this game, and I think it's really great. I think it's great that you do your 3-hour training rounds and you get about 30 to 50 tickets, but I would get more. Just please, can I get them farming mobs around? Can I get them, I buy them from the shop? Like, give me some more Pegasus based tickets, because they have been one of the best things to have in this game, in my opinion. And for somebody who was so far behind, it's such a great catch-up mechanic. So let me get more Pegasus based tickets, please. And also potentially add a free-to-play way, like a free-to-play friendly way of getting special costume tickets. Not saying hand them out, obviously, again, this game does need to make money, but just give us a way in which we could maybe work towards them, or we could like grind for them, things like that, just to make it a little bit more, seem like it's a bit more attainable and not whale content only. And then finally, my final point is just give us a little bit more endgame content. I mean, once you've done your dailies, there isn't really anything to do, and it's quite sad, bit of a shame. Invasions are really great. I mean, they are a bit repetitive now, they're running the same ones over and over, but maybe they could be done on a monthly basis for like 1 week, or, you know, a couple of days or something like that, and just, you know, change it up a little bit, just change it a little bit. You know, you don't need to run the same one again, or if you are going to run the same one again, tell us so we can keep the resources. Introduce a replayable campaign, so again something similar to what we have in Strike Force, where we can do it over and over, maybe on a monthly basis, and we can get some some rewards from doing that, things like that, and therefore we don't have a strict time limit on it. We can do it any time within that month. We could create something like a danger room game mode, a bit like to be based on the X-Men training room, where you can go in and battle a villain. So prime target, most wanted villain. You could test out your builds and your stats to see what works and things like that, and how it goes, and again get some small rewards from it. Reward drops in open world combats. If I am going around killing mobs and farming mobs and things like that, a bit like what happens in training grounds, just give me a bit more variety of the rewards that I'm going to get. That'd be quite nice. And then I think something that would kind of really help, like maybe with the point of being in an alliance, and a good alliance is to have like a shop trading system, so we could sell things to our alliance mates. Always mentioned earlier, if I've got a 5-star yellow core, let me trade that for a 5-star red core with somebody in my alliance. Just make being in an alliance a bit better. So they're my kind of top 7, and just to quickly touch on some honourable mentions that probably didn't deserve our own section, but always worth talking about. Definitely better matchmaking in the PvP game modes, so things like Dimensional Duel and Mega War Alliance. Mega War is all pretty terrible, especially now we've got that event where we have to win all those in Mega Wars, Dimensional Duels, sorry. Just the battle challenge, I think it's so unnecessarily complicated, and it just I can sometimes do level 35, sometimes I can't be bothered, and it's like the jump is ridiculous. As we've already mentioned, in-game currency prices are too high. If we drop them down a little bit, it would help. And then it would be nice to be able to have a photo mode, so maybe where we could take screenshots where we can't see all the other fluff and game controls and things like that, because it is a really great game with really good visuals and things like that, and they can tell they've worked really hard on it. So let us be able to take pictures of it and then use that for content, please. That'd be very nice. So there are kind of my things about the game. I appreciate it's probably quite a long video. As I said, do let me know down below things that you agree with, things that you disagree with, what you would like to see change, and any other thoughts and comments. If you are enjoying my future Revolution videos, do also let me know as well, so I'll make a few more of those, and look out for that special operations video that I'm going to have out very shortly as well. Thank you very much everybody for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon.